Well, we're here with episode 15 of the Card Show with a very special guest, and that is none other than Sean, the main man of the Northwest Card Show, which was the first in Northwest and now the biggest in the Northwest as well. So welcome both, my friend. How you doing?
Good. It's good
You okay?
to catch up,
Yeah.
mate. It's been a while. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Busy,
Yeah.
but
How the
not so
preparations
bad.
go? Yeah. How the preparations going? Preparations going okay?
It's going well. I think it's completely different to the other ones. I mean, I think Jordan and the Scottish card, so I think he'll say the same. As soon as you jump from like, I don't even think it's the personnel in terms of the vendors, the customers, even just dealing with a certain venue, they operate completely different to how like if you go to one of the stadiums, or even when I went to Haydock, they just operate completely different. The way that what they want is completely different to what you do the stadiums or the small rooms. They don't have much in terms of what they ask from you. Um, so it's definitely a learning curve. It's fun because it's like with anything. You're growing all the time, and you're learning all the time. So you obviously get better each one, which is um, what we've found with this one. But definitely learning and finding it enjoyable, which is probably the best thing about the hobby in general.
Definitely, definitely. And talking of the hobby, what got you into hobby? What actually got you in there?
I did. When did I do it? I did. I think I did it a year and a half before COVID. I started collecting. Obviously, I think a lot of us all collected either late '90s or early 2000s. Whether it was the base set Pokemon. I remember
Yeah.
I was younger. My auntie got a new car. I think it was a new car. It must have been for work. And at the back of the car, do you know the back of the seats where you have like you can put your hand in and you can put things in the back of the
Yeah.
seat. There was probably like a full collection of the original Pokemon at the back of there. And someone must have left them there. I've had the conversation so many times. I imagine if I kept that set now. Not that it would have been um, in a good condition, because it was just it had no sleeves. It wasn't in a binder. It was just a load of cards like bundled together.
But yeah, to have that collection would be something else.
Yeah, having the having any base collection from the early goings would be amazing. But yeah, I went from doing that. Didn't collect for a while, and then was it 2006, the year when Rooney stood on Ronaldo and got red cards. It was 2006 World Cup.
Yeah, with the cheeky wink. The cheeky wink as
Yeah,
well
when
by
he
Ronaldo when he got sent
got
off.
red card. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was doing completed the full book of the stickers for that World Cup.
Well,
Got into doing
still got
separate
that. I've still got
stickers
that
then.
or not?
I think it's somewhere in a loft. That's the problem. I think that's the problem with anyone.
Wow.
Like, there's a guy who I know that's been collecting for ages, and he's like got so many cards, but it's just trying to find them, because you put them in a safe place, and then you've got to try and recover them from a box. That's most of the issues. But yeah, did that. Did the match attack ones when they started bringing out the proper binders where you could actually like
Oh yeah.
collect them properly, and then started recollecting a year before COVID. More of the American ones, but did the exact same as probably a lot of people have done, where you you just buy anything on eBay, where you don't really understand the numbered and the autographs, the on card autographs, the sets. you just get anything, which probably is a good way in terms of you end up buying what you what you enjoy and what you like in terms of player, but then you have no idea of the value.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the things. And if you're a collector, then it's no problem at all buying these £1 or £2, £3 base cards off eBay and having a massive collection of all this stuff. But like I said, when it comes to the investing side of things, yeah, you definitely need to know more about the parallels, the inserts,
Yeah.
the number cards. It's back.
Come back.
Crystal clear now. I love you. Hey, in crystal clear. Still loving it. I love it.
Must be a bug on my laptop or something.
Right, I can't remember right now. Yeah, we'll move on. I'll edit that later and see where we're up to. But yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy to what you collect and what you've got, and said when you have a few sort of like you first get into it, you start buying like, oh, I've got to get Patrick Mahomes this, and also you end up with 400 base cards of Mahomes that are worth pennies. But you know, when you collect, it's all about just collecting what you like.
Yeah.
Really.
What did the first buy off eBay? So funny enough, some of it would actually be worth a decent amount now. At the time, it wasn't. So like I had complete contenders set of Joel Embiid, like numbered up until like 2/5. Wasn't rookie, but it was just like this, like one of the year's sets. Obviously, that
Yeah.
now he's won. Now he's won MVP. It'd be okay. I had a load of Philadelphia like old baseball cards. I bought a box off someone, and it was loads of different baseball cards. And it was just literally putting me toe in the water, a different like sport. And then now it's more refined, and now obviously over like the last 3 years or so, you obviously you know a lot about the hobby. You understand it a lot. There's virtually new boxes coming out all the time, and you know which ones hit better, which ones keep the value, which ones lose the value after a couple of weeks after resale. But at the moment, with sports, I normally try and get anything that's 25 and under numbered wise. I try and mostly stick towards autographs, if anything. But that's only because I enjoy autographs more. I wish there wasn't sticker autographs, but there was an excuse for it during COVID. We understood it, but now it's just like now it's just mental, the amount of autographs. Especially if you get if you get an immaculate or a one of one. They're the worst ones. If you get a one of one that's sticker autograph, it's like you could end up with, you could have like an on-card autograph out of 25, and I'd 100% rather have that on-card autograph out of 25 than the one of one sticker autograph.
Hopefully Fanatics put an end to that. That's the hope with Fanatics, that they come in and do everything right how it should be done. You know, on card only, game used patches as well. None of this, not associated with any game or anything like that. It needs to go.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's an interesting time with everything. The card shows, new people coming into the hobby, the fact that the sports licenses are changing over and going to someone new. It's an unknown, because you don't know if they're going to create the same cards just with a different name, or if they're going to change the designs of the sets. Like it's good. It's good to. It's good that it's happening, to be honest. Hopefully the price goes back down. Before, because I know obviously with sports, and I think TCG did the same as well, but especially this week, obviously with TCG, 151 released this week, didn't it? And the good thing with the 151 is that you've got that promo box that they brought out where you can get the main hit, which was loads of money, but now you get it as a promo with the Ultimate 151 box, which is great because it means that collectors that actually collect can get the main card they want without having to spend 150 odd quid for one card.
Yeah, that one card. Yeah. What is your favourite set to collect?
Ben, so with CCG, I'm currently on. I'm on 2. I've got 2 cards left of Silver Tempest, and I tried my first Japanese set with Ruler of the Black Flame, so I've got 2 cards left of that, which are the main ones, which is the Charizard one that everyone's after, which I'm going to have to pull because I'm not spending 400 quid for a Japanese card. I don't think I'll be allowed in the house. With sports, I don't really do sets, to be fair. I used to enjoy Prism, but I didn't enjoy this year's Prism. I love Select, especially with the NFL. I love the die cuts with the Select. I think that was mostly because of the Justin Herbert and Hurts and Jordan Love that rookie class. That's when that's when I think everyone started collecting. I just love the die cuts. I like the zebras and the white Prism level. The fact that you've got different levels as well, whether it's Premier or Prism.
Yeah.
And I think probably my favourite is probably Flawless.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, Flawless is nice. Flawless is nice. I give you that.
I'd love to be able to just be that guy that can just walk up to a table and buy a box and just open it and like risk it all.
Yeah, Paul Hubbard, 101 sports cards. He always seems to buy for Flawless or National Treasures at the end of the show. He always seems to buy something big and rip it. He loves that sort of stuff.
Yeah, he's which one was it? I mean, hopefully he's got rid of the card, but that Matt Jones that he hit. I'm hoping that he got the card back in time to sell it. Because I know his prices have gone down. Like the beginning of last year, he had an okay rookie season, and then there was massive hype before last year, and his cards just went through the roof last year. And then by the end of last year, that's it. I've got an RPA of his, but it's his. Did he win the trophy in college? I can't remember what's it called. The trophy that won in the end.
The Heisman.
Heisman, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I've got his college one, but the problem is it's with Leaf, which knocks it straight away.
Yeah.
Not
I like Leaf though, and yeah, I do like Leaf. I think Leaf gets a bit. Obviously, we saw what's happening now with the head of Leaf. Looks like he's probably going to go over to Fanatics. I think he's done a good job. The autographs he got, people. Erling Haaland was Leaf exclusive.
Yeah.
Really good at getting select people there, which is good. Well, a lot of people know. Oh, sorry, go on.
I was going to say I've seen some of the triple auto ones of Leaf. Like, is it the Foden, Haaland, and some at one, and then there was a Messi, Ronaldo, and Haaland one. But that one was also on. Was it Prism that came? What was that called out?
Yeah. So what happened was they hired when Leaf get an auto, a person to do autos, then like Topps and Panini go over to him and like hire the rights out. So then all of a sudden it like Leaf did it, and then next minute it came out in Prism. I think Select as well. They did it, didn't they? They did the KDB, Haaland, and potentially Foden as well. But yeah, it's kind of funny. But I like Leaf. I think they did well. I think some of the designs are cool. It's obviously not nice not having the badges, but on some of the pictures you can't really see it the way they've got it angled. So
Yeah, well, that's yeah. I mean, as a City fan, I think it's great for you at the minute. Anyway, as a City fan, I mean, most of the top player autographs that are being done are City players. So, but it's mental with. I find it mental of how people see not the hobby but players. So, like, for example, Kevin De Bruyne's card, you can get an auto for him. It's not overly expensive, but
Cheap. Cheap.
like, and then beginning of this, like, I'm a United fan. I've got to keep it quiet at the moment because we're terrible, but and it's more like a prison club than it is a football club at the moment. But it's like I watch pre-season, and I really like I can't pronounce his name. Is it Mainu? I think it's M-A.
Yeah, I'd say Mainu.
He got played really well in pre-season, and then we played Arsenal second to last, the last game of pre-season, and he got injured by Declan Rice. He was out for 2 months, but before that, his autos started being released and his rookie cards started being released, and just because of his pre-season, like his cards were 200-300 quid at the start of this season. It's like, I get it, but the way I look at it is he going to go on to then be a Ballon d'Or player? And there's a very little chance that CDM is going to go on to win a Ballon d'Or. So I don't see, because I thought the whole point of young rookies, in terms of price at least, I thought the whole point of it was, if it was going to be higher, it was more to do with what their prospect is for later on in the career. But then the way I look at it is, you've got Kevin De Bruyne sat there with the stats that he's got as a midfielder. He's now obviously won the Champions League, which is probably one of the only eluding things, and his prices are that's like low. It's just like, how no one's really going to match his career. So how are any of the players justified? Probably one of the only players justified at the moment, probably two, is probably only Mbappe and Haaland, and that's only because of the numbers that they generate.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'd love to see Mbappe in a better league, though, I'm not gonna lie. Like, the French league is such a farmers league. Like, come on, come to a proper league and test yourself.
You are right, but if you look at this, I think I saw it yesterday. If you look at all the leagues, all the little teams in every single league, at least one little team is currently in the top 4 or first in every single league. So, like, is it Lecce in the Italian league, Nantes or something like that? In there, they're all like Brighton's in the top 4 for us. There's a team that was in relegation.
But Brighton Europa League, Brighton Europa League as well. So I just think, I think any teams in the Prem go across to any other league and do well. That's all I'm saying. I think.
Oh yeah,
I don't think any of these other teams in other leagues come over and do well. It's like the whole, when you want to put the Scottish League in the Premier League, it wouldn't last. They're not good enough, man. It's not good enough. I'd love it. Same with Bellingham, though. I think Bellingham should have come to England this year, then gone to Madrid later on in his career, man. I think England's really got to come to test that, man. It's a proper league. The Prem is the best league.
Well, Bellingham, I think he could have done either because of his age. Like, he could literally spend 4 or 5 years at Real Madrid, and then only be just going into his prime, coming to the Premier League. Like, that's how ridiculous. Like, that's how good he is at the moment. How ridiculous
it is. It's more of a risk. Like, look with Haaland, he came over at a young age, knowing that this is the toughest league. So if any injuries he has, at least he's come to the tough league. Like, if Bellingham has really bad injuries now for the next couple of years and comes to the Prem when he's 25, 26, it's like, well, he's not the same guy for the injuries. Like, he should have come to the Prem. Like, at Madrid, he's playing 2 tough games a season. Barcelona, home and away. That's it.
I don't think
it's horrible.
I don't think players go to Real Madrid for the league. Like, I don't know about Barcelona, but because Barcelona normally they're just supposed to create their own team from the youth, but like Real Madrid, I think players go to Real Madrid for like one thing only, and that's the Champions League.
Yeah.
Like, they very rarely got knocked out in the semis, like before the semis. I know you absolutely destroyed them was it last year that you destroyed them?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was, I think, before.
Yeah, that was the game that Benzema turned around and was like, "I'm going Saudi."
Give me the money, I'm going. Give me the money, I'm going.
And it's weird because he won the Ballon d'Or as well, which is crazy considering he's gone to Saudi Arabia and he was the last person to win the Ballon d'Or.
That's a crazy league, the Saudi league. The amount of stars that are there is crazy, absolutely crazy. What's your predictions of the top 4?
I don't have any now. To be fair, I think it's only between 5 and 6 teams. And do you know what? The only shock that I actually am shocked of this year, in terms other than my own team being rubbish and Chelsea being in the Championship next year, is West Ham. Probably, I'm not shocked by Brighton because they've bought well. I think the fact that they're getting players like Ansu Fati now is incredible, because I know he didn't do very well at Barca, but it was mainly down to injuries, not that he's not a good player. But I think it's West Ham to be able to win the first cup in ages last year, sell arguably the best player since, as they would say, Bobby Moore or whatever, like since you know what I mean.
Yeah.
To be able to sell him for the price that they sold him for, be nearly panic buyed by nearly buying Scott McTominay and Maguire off us. Like that, I think that would have been bad, because like Harry Maguire is Harry Maguire and Scott McTominay just goes missing in games.
Does well for Scotland, doesn't he? Does well for Scotland.
Yeah, but I think they play him near enough as a striker, which is probably why. I don't think he's great in terms of being that defensive player to get the ball and then move forward. I think he's good at driving and finishing. He's good at finishing. I give him that. But to be able to get James Ward-Prowse for the money that he got him, to be able to keep the player that nearly went on strike, or did go on strike, to keep him from going to use, I think that's great, because I think that's what clubs are missing at the moment, is the power's gone towards the players now, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Massively. I mean, look at Sancho at the moment. He's he was playing FIFA while we were playing Bayern in the Champions League. So, but yeah, top four, I'll probably say. Obviously, City and Arsenal have Stonewall. If Spurs carry on playing the way they're playing, I think it's down to midfields at the moment. I think football in general, at the moment, is down to the three that you have in midfield and the energy that you have, which I think City have got right, with arguably the best CDM in world football. Arsenal have now got it right, and Spurs have pretty much got it right. And the way that Brighton play, I wouldn't be surprised if Brighton got fourth. I don't think Newcastle will get fourth. I think that the Champions League, I know they won 8-0 the other day, but it was Sheffield. They didn't play very well against AC Milan, which is probably why they come out and put the performance out they did. But I just think that the Champions League, because they've not played it for years. The only thing I'd say about it is I just hope, say like they finished 7th last year, but they get through the group stage of the Champions League, I just hope they don't get rid of Eddie Howe at the end of the year, because I think he's a really good manager. I just hope he doesn't. But yeah, that's my thing on sports at the moment. I've been more on American. I can't wait for the basketball to come back. It seems like an age.
Yeah.
I'm a Laker fan, and before obviously the free agency, there wasn't much hope, but we've done pretty well this year. But it doesn't mean anything, does it, to the first 2 weeks? I mean, Bron and Anthony Davis could be injured for about 6 months after the first game day, so you never know.
AD will be injured. He always is. Tell you, Jesus, it's a shame.
Yeah,
it's a shame dangerous.
Yeah, I wish he'd be probably one of the MVPs. He's just made out of Lego.
Lego.
He is. Yeah, I saw a video of him, and he was playing 2K, and it was a video of him playing 2K on Twitch, and he plays with Anthony Davis. And he started laughing, like he knew that. He was like, "Ah."
It's funny. That's a funny. That is a meme. That's such a meme. Sorry, Jesus Christ. That is hilarious.
What would I say? Yeah, the question I was going to ask you is, what do you think of the grading at the moment? I don't mean I mean in general, in terms of like, I've seen a lot lately about PSA where people have been sending cards off, and they've been coming back in worse condition than when they've sent it. I think it's a certain corner. It's a certain corner as well, isn't it? Where it's like the exact same corner on every card. Whether it's how it's putting in. But do you see? Because normally the way I say about it with any grading, if a card's over £100, then I'll send it to PSA or Beckett, but anything else, I just normally try and send it to the UK because at that point you're just trying to seal it, aren't you? It's just whichever you
Yeah,
prefer.
just a bit of protection. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's interesting. Obviously, I think if I go back, 7, 8, even like 10 years and lots of stuff like in the past, it was always Beckett was always the one place to go. Beckett was the place to go, and that was just a top dog. And then PSA's sort of come into the top dog space, but I don't know. I don't really buy into that whole PSA is a top dog. I mean, obviously you look at sales and it is, but I don't rate it. I think they have a lot of problems. I think the handle problems, well, they seem to always give people the sort of money for the card that's damaged and whatnot. They are quite good at getting to the bottom of it all. But I mean, SGC are doing really good price at the moment. Obviously, the UK now we've got MGC doing tickets, packs as well, which is great. CSG, with obviously comics as well, so you can do a bulk stuff there with comics and cards. So I think there's a lot of options. I just don't think you should fall for the trap of I've got to send it PSA. Sometimes it's not worth it because you've got to think about how much it's going to cost, an upcharge from them as well, and how long
yeah.
it takes. Whereas you can send it to SGC and get it back in 2 weeks. It's like
Well,
$15.
I think PSA is solely money now, isn't it? In terms of what you
Oh yeah.
what you're going to get for. That's literally it. I think. Have you ever sent a card to Beckett and got the pristine yet? The Black 10?
No, like a unicorn, isn't it?
That's
Yeah,
all.
one every like 10 million cards, something daft like that.
That is literally what I want to do. I don't want to buy one, but I just want to send one to Beckett and get a Black 10. But I'm not even bothered if it's like a base Garnacho or something that's worth like 10p. As long as it's pristine.
The thing is, that's what your best shot. I think your best shot is some random base card, because the amount of like Chrome products or even Prism products just don't come perfect. You have some random like score card that will be absolute perfect, but nothing in. Yeah, it would be a dream. Just have that, that pristine. Oh, yeah.
I just like the black and rig. I saw one there's a grading company. There's a grading company in America which is like it's in a glass. It's like a glass
Yes, I
casing,
think
and
I've
then it
seen
comes back
this.
in a box.
Yeah, yeah.
But
What's it called? Yeah, what are they called? I know what you mean. It looks very nice, doesn't it? And
yeah,
is it not magnetic as well on the back, so it can stick like a little piece you've got on the wall?
yeah, and it's like got a rubber thing around it. Like it comes with the like
Yeah, and you can get
the
like
mag.
something. Yeah, can you get something etched on the side of it as well? Can't it? Tells you what it is on the side, like etched in.
Yeah,
We think the same
yeah.
one. Yeah. I did see that. Not arena.
I mean,
But someone else.
even the mags are up in the game now. I spoke to the one that I put on my story not long ago. I spoke to the owner of it because I'd love to get them in America. I think it was like it was a mag that would fit the thing perfect, but then on the side it'd be the mag, and then round it'd be the colour that you want, so whatever like outline colour around the edge.
Yeah.
But then on the side the mag would have the engraving of the card and what the card is. But it's just so like what they're doing with, so especially slab mags and people like that is it's virtually saving in terms of collecting. It's saving the hobby in many ways because it just looks better.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the slabs sometimes it just looks better. Like especially with how some of the slabs scratch now. When you
Jesus.
my original aim was to get some sort of frame on the wall, and a bit like Luke from Hobbybox, get a frame on the wall and have like a full set.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Would you be allowed that in the house? Yeah.
at some point, yeah, I'm sure one day I'll be demoted to the back garden. I think.
Yeah, Jesus. Oh, God. Right, is there anything you want to tell the people about the upcoming show? 'Cause obviously, it's one of the biggest shows outside of London, in all of Europe. Still a one-day show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might think of doing a double show next year. It's just more.
Okay.
I mean, so the ones that I've done from my perspective, the ones that I've done the 2 day shows, really, it's only London and Scotland, isn't it? I think did CardCon do a double day?
Yes.
2 days CardCon. Now, so the things from my perspective with that is with London's London, and Harry's doing obviously an amazing job, both for himself and for everyone else that does the shows, because it just shows what can be done, which is a great thing. And then with Jordan at Scotland Card Show, he doesn't have anything else in Scotland at the moment other than the expo. But I think the expo, even though it's just been announced for the same venue that we're at, I think it's completely different because it's just more it's more competition based than it, where they do tournaments. But with the 2 days, they've got nothing else there in terms of rivalry to the same standard, around it.
Yeah.
So the amount of people going is more bigger, and if people say I was going to go to Scotland Card Show next year, which I'm trying to plan to do, which you kind of have to do now. You've got the amount that there is, you've got to plan which one you want to go to.
Yeah.
And with that, I'd have to get a hotel. So for myself, having a 2-day one, it works great because there's nothing else around there on that year. And then you're staying in a hotel, so you may as well visit both. So I think with us, we were just waiting before I got over a certain number of attendees before I then decided to. I wouldn't want to. I always try and think of the vendors as well, because they're paying for it, and you don't want. Some vendors obviously do better than others, but you don't want it to be bad for them, because some of them do make commitments to come. You've got them coming from London and stuff like that. So it's just once we hit a certain amount of attendees, then we'll think about a double. With this one on Saturday, it's obviously the first one in Liverpool, which is great. It's been greatly received, which we're happy about. We've hit the number of attendees that we've wanted. We found it a little hard with sports cards, but that's only because most of the vendors for sports is down south, and obviously South Coast Card Show is on. Is it not South Coast? Is it Southampton? Is it?
Southampton, yeah, Southampton, and also now I've got train tracks as well on that Saturday.
I don't know. I've not heard of the train tracks one. But obviously I've the Southampton one's on the same day, which it's not a problem. It just means that a lot of the people that probably would have been vending for sports is tied up. But it's great. It's great to show that both shows can do well on the same day in different parts. But yeah, for the day, it'll be because our aim is to stay there now.
Okay.
We're gonna do still do the 2 free ones at the beginning, because I think so. I'm gonna do the two free ones beginning and end of the year, so January, December. I might do it February for next year, because I know that Ben's got his show, and I don't want to do it just before his, because it'd be unfair on him, like if he did it the weekend before. So I might do it February. But yeah, we're going to do the 2 free ones for customers at the beginning and end of the year at the Halliwell Jones, and keep it there because it's small enough, it's good enough for the vendors, and then it's easily accessible. And then we're going to stay at the exhibition centre for the rest of the year. So we've got Hall A, which we paid for, but there's still B and C in the thing, so I think it can hold up to 10 to 15,000 people. So hopefully we can move it to that. But yeah, if anyone's listening that'd like to come on Saturday, I think you'd be able to pay on the door with cash. You'll still be able to pay via that, but we're not using card, because I don't want any issues of if it disconnects and stuff like that. Yeah, when you stood there and you're trying to do it, and you're like, oh. So can still pay via the app, and then we've also done it where 2 o'clock and after it's free to customers. So from 2 till 5, it's free to enter. So if anyone's, I know that a lot of people I spoke to when I've walked around Liverpool and Manchester, going to geek retreats and stuff, a lot of people have never been to one before, and they're dead hesitant towards it. And I always try and say to them, just come and visit, even if it's for half an hour.
Yeah.
to come and visit it, because you see it on Facebook all the time. There's a lot of toxic stuff on some of the Facebook groups, and some people think about leaving the hobby and whatnot. And I try and say that I personally, I think that the card shows are completely different to how it is the hobby online sometimes. It's a lot more friendly. I think the deals are easier because you don't get miscommunication and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't. You're doing something, are you, on Saturday? Are you doing something with the missus? I can't remember.
My wife's birthday. So we're to take her away.
What you need to do is you need to
Divorce.
come to the,
Get
no
divorced.
no
No, you're telling me
come
now.
to
Live on the
come-
podcast, get divorced.
come to the King's Dock, and be like, right, so we're having a nice steak meal on the water front, because there's loads of restaurants like literally on the dock bit next to it. And be like, right, and then just say you're going off to the toilet, just say that the food wasn't real, and then half an hour come back. And
I don't think I can ever do half an hour in the show as a problem. I don't think I can do half an hour in the show.
no, that's the problem. You'd
That
be
is the
still
problem,
there.
yeah.
You come stumbling, going, what's going on here?
I think either way I'll be getting divorced that weekend. Yeah, I only just filled out the card. That's the kind of
No.
that's how bad I am. That's how bad I am. Just on this. So yeah, it's her birthday. She's time it well, does she? I mean, unbelievable. Selfish, I say selfish. So yeah, no card show. I missed a lot of card shows really because we were away, got back and were away again. Yeah, which is
I've found this weekend, in terms of like when I was speaking to people, contacting people and whatnot on emails and whatnot, the amount of people that are out of the country on the end of September around this time, like going on holidays
yeah,
and
I think
whatnot.
it's cheap. Yeah, because like, don't forget, last month everything was so expensive because school kids are off. School kids go back 5th of September. That's it. September comes, all the prices come down. Someone just goes right, let's go away. Same
Yeah,
time
I
we've been away
don't blame you.
twice. Yeah, so instead we were away, so I missed like the Cardiff show. Got back the other day, and then it's like back away again, just because why not? It's cheap. It's your birthday, let's go. So,
Yeah. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I wish I could say that, mate. I normally burn. I went away at the beginning of this month. It's the first time I've gone brown, and I'm barely brown.
Hey, he got his first tan. Look at that.
I don't even think I've got a line. I don't even think I've got a line, but I don't look like Casper. So yeah, it's okay, mate.
Jesus. Man, I appreciate your time. I know you've got things to do. I hope you enjoy the match tonight because I know the Burnley one was hard to watch. Because I watched that one. It was hard to watch the football. As a neutral, it was a horrible game to watch.
It's a nightmare because I normally work late, so I very much miss it. I think at the moment it's not a bad thing. The only one I've been able to watch is the Bayern game.
That was a good game.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad game. I mean, before the game, I thought we were going to get beat 3-0. So even though what happened in the game happened, I mean, I don't think it was a penalty. I think we deserved to get beat because I'm sure second half for at least 20 minutes they were like knocking the ball around and they didn't go to score the goal. So the actual scoreline flattered us, but for it to be 4-3 or whatever it was, like. I'll take that with how it's going at the moment. What is it? It's weird because we've got Crystal Palace tonight, but then we got them again on the weekend.
Yeah.
So I don't know who will play tonight. I just hope we get a win. Either that, or to be fair, if we put the kids out, they'll probably play better than what the first team play anyway.
Probably. But the good thing about the Munich game as well was fighting to the end. You know, it's easy for them to have just put their head down and took the 3-1 one at a time. Then obviously it's 3-2 and 4-2 and 4-3. So it was good they fought to the end, scoring 2 goals in last night for Finland. Because I think if it had stayed 3-1 and there was no fight, then it's a bad long season still to go, and it's not a good sign. But they fought to the end, you know. And, yeah, I want to see a Manchester team back up there again. It's horrible being surrounded by the freaking scouts and all these Cockneys so long, I tell you.
You know, I think you've not really had it. I think what did we have it? We probably had it for one season, didn't we? We were probably both really good. Like it was like for years where so like years we weren't very good, and then it was probably the year where you tipped into it with QPR when you won the league. And that was probably the best one. I'd love it to be like that each year because I think even now, even with the games, I mean, sometimes you absolutely demolish us, and it's like you just pass the ball around. Even when it was 2-0 last year, I think that game last year at 2-0 was worse than when we got beat like 6-0 because you just could tell that you were just passing the ball around us, even though it was only 2-0. But I was like, I've been to some. I went. I think did we beat you 2-0? I was at the one when Scott McTominay scored from there. Yeah.
Solskjaer always beat Pep. I think he's got the best record against Pep. It's ridiculous. It's like four games, 3 victories and stuff like. It's crazy.
I know. And he's a terrible manager.
I tell you, bet you'd have him back, though, wouldn't you? Bet you'd have him back. I tell you.
I didn't want him to go. To be honest, I don't think that team will be right. I mean, online does my head in because we talk about the Glazers, but everyone goes, "Oh, but they've still spent this money," and it's not about the money that they've spent; it's what they've not spent on the club, and then it's having the right people in the club to not spend like 85 million on Anthony. Like, it's not the fact they're giving the money; it's having the right structure in place. And I also think that there's players in the club that if it's not going right, they just don't play. Like, I know Fernandez does it sometimes, but I'd still keep him because even though people hate him, he's still quality. But Rashford does it. Like, we were playing Bayern, and Rashford was terrible about Bayern, walking around with his hand in the air, and it's like we're supposed to be doing something, and it's just this season it's like we've gone backwards. But I don't think it helps. We've got like so many problems off the pitch that have nothing to do with football. It can't help.
Yeah.
But yeah. No worries. Well, hopefully, I think we're doing the free one in December. Hopefully, I'll see you for a bit in December, or I'll try and get down to one myself. If you want to get the train or sometime. Do you know when you go to London? Do you normally get the train?
Yeah, so I've got family on it, so I usually go on a Thursday or Friday, see the family, and then just stay at a hotel closer to the venue on this Friday or Saturday night.
I'd love that.
Yeah. So that's the best thing about it. So the best thing about it is I can get to see like my family down there because I usually go to London just out of the time. So it's like I always make time then. So I take the Thursday, Friday, go down and see them. It'd be better if I could stay there, but it's then getting an underground and an overground to the freaking because like outside of London, London Cardiff, it's like Esher, so it's a bit further out. So it's a bit of a pain if you're already in London. So.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, I've been in the car in London. It's not the best thing.
Yeah, so about it. Tell me about it. But obviously, I wish you all the best luck for the weekend. Obviously, my home show. It doesn't feel right not being there. But no, I'm excited for Liverpool. I'm excited to see it next year because obviously, it's your new home. So I'm looking forward to going. So
yeah, cool. This weekend will literally be to try and make sure that everyone has the best day they can, but also then seeing what works, what doesn't work. Obviously, things aren't always perfect. If everything was perfect, I don't think the world would be right. So it's just seeing what does work, what doesn't work. If the layout's the right layout in terms of best for both vendors and customers, and then moving it on to next year. Because I think that's the good thing. We've now got the base in terms of we've got the same people coming each time customer wise and it increasing. It's just more just trying to make sure, same as probably each card show, just making sure every time that you do it, you either add something or improve something. So yeah, excited, but also same time nervous about it. I suppose same as anyone will do until it's over. It's one of them. Is that you love it while it happens. You're nervous, and then the day after the card show, you're like, oh, I want it to be the card show again because it's ended.
Yeah, you always miss it after it's done. I tell you, I always miss it.
Well, yeah,
try and enjoy it. Yeah, try and enjoy it. And thanks for your time.
No worries, mate. Thanks very much for that. Thank you.
Take care.
See you later, mate.